Hi, friends. This is Karen from Case of Adventure, and this is the Countries for Kids podcast. Each week, we're going to travel to a different country and explore an exciting landmark together. Libby is your tour guide. She visits so many places with her family and wants to take you along. How would you like to visit the Matterhorn in Switzerland, the Eiffel Tower in Paris, the Sydney Opera House in Australia, or the Empire State Building in New York City? Our website is caseofadventure.com. We sell exciting country studies for homeschoolers. Each one contains a travel mystery novel to read and a fabulous adventure book filled with tons of activities to work through. On our website, you can find France Adventure. The novel is called Felons and Foie Gras in France. You'll join the Gray family as they investigate a theft at a famous art museum. They get to explore Paris, visit fancy restaurants, eat French cuisine, and solve a mystery, culminating in a showdown up the Eiffel Tower at night. It's their most exciting and dangerous adventure yet. Don't forget to download your fun activity page to go with each episode. You'll find that on caseofadventure.com/activities. Let's get started. I hope you have fun. Sit back and enjoy listening as we take you on an adventure. My name's Libby, and today I'm visiting a tiny town in Switzerland called Zermatt. I hope you enjoy the story. When the train stopped, I pressed my nose against the icy window. My breath made little foggy circles on the glass. Outside, everything glittered. Roofs, trees, fences, all wrapped in a soft white blanket. The snow looked so thick, it made the whole town look sleepy, as if it were tucked in for winter. My mom said softly, "Welcome to Zermatt." When we stepped out, the cold rushed around my face, making my nose and lips hurt. As we walked, my boots made crunchy sounds in the snow. Crunch, crunch. Every step sent up a little spray of white powder. The air smelled clean and almost sweet. There were no cars waiting outside the station, only horse carts. The horses' breath puffed into the air like smoke from a dragon. Their bells jingled softly as they shifted their hooves. Their manes were dusted with snowflakes that sparkled like tiny stars. I reached out gently to touch a horse's nose. It was warm and velvety. We climbed on, and as we rode through the streets, the wind brushed past my face. It made my eyes water a little. I looked around me at the quaint buildings and houses, icicles hanging from their roofs and snow piled on top. Every now and then a snowflake would land on my mitten, perfect and lacy, before melting into a tiny drop. Mom pointed up. I saw the mountain, huge and white and sharp against the sky. The Matterhorn, she said. My heart beat faster just to look at it. It was huge and beautiful and completely white. Soon we reached a little restaurant. The windows glowed golden and I could see the steam on the glass. Inside it felt warm, almost too warm after the snow. My fingers tingled as they thawed. The waitress brought us a pot of cheese fondue and some bread cubes on a platter. The smell filled the air. I sat at the table and stared at the big shiny pot. The cheese was bubbling and swirling like golden lava. It smelled so good that my tummy gave a little growl. Dad handed me a long two-pronged fork, and he showed me how to pick up a cube of bread on the fork. "Go ahead," he said, smiling. I stuck my bread on the end and slowly dipped it into the pot. The cheese wrapped around it like a warm, melty blanket. I turned my fork a few times, just like Dad showed me, so it wouldn't drip too much. When I lifted it up, the cheese stretched. 1, 2, 3 strings of gooey goodness. I blew on it like I'd seen my dad blow on his, and then took a bite. It was creamy and rich and a little bit salty. The bread was soft inside but crispy on the edges, perfect with the warm cheese. But then, oops, my next piece of bread slipped off my fork and plopped right into the cheese. Everyone giggled. "Uh-oh," said Mum. "We'll have to go digging." I grabbed my fork and tried to fish out the bread, but it was so soggy it kind of broke. Mom got it out with a spoon. A fire crackled in the corner. I could feel the heat even from our table. I had taken off my mittens and wrapped my hands around my mug of creamy hot chocolate. I looked out the window and saw snow still falling, soft and steady. A horse carriage went by, the bells on its harness jingling. I pressed my face to the glass and watched until it disappeared into the white. The horse's breath had looked like silver mist, and its hooves made soft clop, clop sounds that faded into the distance. Later, we walked through the village again, the snow crunching under our feet. My breath puffed out in little clouds. I tried to catch snowflakes on my tongue, but not very successfully. The wooden chalets looked like gingerbread houses, their shutters painted bright red or green, with candles flickering in the windows. We passed old wooden barns sitting on stone stilts that kept the snow and the mice away, Dad told me. I liked the way they looked, tilted and tired, but still strong. From somewhere far above, I heard laughter and saw tiny dots of color sliding down the mountain. They were people skiing, Mom said. I thought the skiers looked like they were dancing on the snow. As the sky slowly turned pink and gold, the cold grew softer, like the blanket was being tucked around the town. I heard the bells on the horses jingling again, and I felt the quiet of Zermatt settle inside me. The quiet that only seems to happen when the whole world is covered in snow. I wanted to remember the way it felt on my cheeks, the snow under my boots, and the mountain standing above it all like a guardian. I hope you enjoyed Libby's little story. Join us again on Thursday to hear more about the Matterhorn Mountain. Here are some fun facts about the town of Zermatt in Switzerland. In Zermatt, no cars are allowed. Zermatt is a car-free village. People get around using electric taxis, which are tiny little electric cars, horse-drawn carriages, or by walking and biking. It keeps the town quiet and peaceful, and it helps to keep the air clean. The Matterhorn is one of the most famous mountains in the world. It's shaped like a giant Toblerone chocolate. Zermatt has one of the few ski resorts in the world where you can ski even in summer. The snow on the glacier never melts completely. You can see 4 countries from the top of the Matterhorn. From some of the high points, you can even see Switzerland, Italy, France, and Germany on a clear day. There are mountain trains and cable cars. Zermatt has the Gornergrat Railway, one of the highest open-air railways in Europe. It takes you up to an amazing viewpoint at over 3,000 meters, which is almost 10,000 feet. Alpine animals live nearby. You can spot marmots, ibex, which are wild mountain goats, and even chamois in the mountains around Zermatt. Chamois are also a type of goat in the Alps. Some houses in Zermatt are hundreds of years old and made of dark wood. They were built on high stone pillars to keep mice away from the food stored inside and to keep it dry in the snow. Most people in Zermatt speak German, but many also speak English and French, and it's a popular place for travelers. It's a tiny town with a big heart. Zermatt may be small, only about 6,000 people actually live there, but visitors are welcome from all over the world every year. I hope you enjoyed learning about Zermatt. I hope you get to visit there someday. Remember, you can download a printable activity sheet about Zermatt if you go to caseofadventure.com/activities. Thanks for listening today. I'll see you next time.